Good morning.
Hey, Julie. Hey, do you know how to share? I'm more familiar with Teams than with Zoom. If I wanted to share just some photos.
Dawn may be able to help. I'm also more familiar with the Teams format.
Oh, I see it. It's at the bottom. Share screen. Okay. Thanks.
No problem.
Tom, do you want to try that out right now to make sure that you actually have that capability? Because if not, you'd have to send me the photos that you want to share. So you might want to just test it out real quick before we get started here.
Yeah. Can you see them? They're a series of photos.
Yes, I can see. It looks like it's in an email. Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that works then.
Can you see that I'm scrolling?
Yes.
Okay, great.
Okay, cool.
Now, how do I unshare?
I think at the bottom or somewhere on the top of your screen there, it might say stop sharing.
Oh, stop share. There we go.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Thanks for letting me. Hey, Will.
Good morning, Vice Chair Schlick. How are you doing? Well, today you're going to be our chair, so. Good morning, Member Hurst and Emily.
Good morning.
Good morning.
So we're just waiting for a few more people to join, and then we'll get started here. So I'm recording this and we're being broadcast live on YouTube also, just so you know. Good morning, Member Spencer.
Good morning.
It looks like Member Powers is going to join us, so we'll wait a few more minutes for him. Good morning, Member Powers. I think you're on mute.
Good morning.
Excuse me. Good morning. I did get your email. I think we'll be done well before 10 o'clock, hopefully.
Good.
So just so you all know, before we get started today, Chair Rodriguez is not going to be joining us today. So Allison Schlick, our vice chair, will be heading up the meeting this morning. So it looks like everyone's here and we have a quorum, so we can go ahead and get started.
Yes, good morning, everyone. Welcome to the January 13th, 2021 meeting. I'm sorry, that's my alarm to come to this meeting. Welcome to today's meeting of the San Diego County Air Pollution Control District Hearing Board. I will now call this meeting to order. Madam Clerk, will you please call the roll?
Yes, thank you, Madam Chair. Member Hurst?
Here.
Member Powers?
Here.
Member Schlick?
Here.
And Member Spencer?
Here.
Okay, thank you. I will now swear in anyone who would like to speak on an item that is on today's agenda. So this includes any members of the public, APCD staff, petitioners, and their representatives. So at this time, if you could please turn on your video and raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear that the testimony you give in the matter before this hearing board is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
I do.
I do.
Thank you. I would like to ask that the following individuals please identify themselves for the record. Hearing Board Counsel.
Emily Helm, Senior Deputy County Counsel, Counsel for the Hearing Board.
Thank you. Air Pollution Control District staff.
Dan
Hi,
Plotner, Program Coordinator.
Okay.
Julie Byford. Julie Byford, Civil Actions Investigator.
Heather McGee Hill, Civil Actions Investigator.
Okay. And any representatives of petition 4521.
Good
Which-
morning.
Good morning.
Tom Rosales, City of San Diego Assistant Director.
Okay. I think you're on mute, William.
You're still on mute, sir.
You might not be on mute, but I can't hear you. You know what? There's also a dial-in number that I could that was with the meeting invite. So if for some reason you still have issues with audio, you can always call in also.
Don, can I also clarify this is January 13th, 2022?
Yes, it is January 13th, 2022. Was that misstated at the beginning?
Yeah, sorry sorry. I had
Oh.
it down wrong in my notes of what to say.
It's that time of year where you forget that
That's
it's
right.
year.
Thank
Okay.
you. Thank you for that correction,
Okay.
Julie.
Okay, William, now I see you twice. So when you joined again, it looks like that's on mute. Oh, okay, I see. Okay.
Am I in?
Yes, I
hear
can
you
hear
now.
you now.
Sorry, my apologies. I haven't had that issue before. Try this again. Good morning. My name is William Curcio, Assistant Deputy Director for the City of San Diego Public Utilities Department.
Okay, thank you for that. Okay, so now we can move on to the administrative items. The first one is the approval of the minute orders for December 9th of 2021. I can pull those up on my screen here. Let me share this.
Did everyone have a chance to look at the minutes ahead of time? That everyone on the hearing board, that is?
Yes.
Yes, I did.
Yes.
Did anyone have any questions or concerns or corrections?
I do have a question, just a confirmation. It says conditions to be met by petitioner during the variance period. And at that meeting, we talked about the fact that it appeared that even though during the prior board meeting, we had intended for the facility not to be continuing to use reagent in a system that wasn't working. And it looks like since that condition is gone, I just want to confirm with the district that we did get that squared away and that they aren't injecting reagent into a unit that isn't functional.
Hi, I will follow up with that since that was not included as part of their requirements for reporting every week. So I will follow up with them about that.
And I interpret it that way, since it's no longer a requirement that they're not doing it, but just wanted to confirm that's what the fact that it's not there anymore means, which I guess is fairly clear.
I will double check with that. And I just heard that you would like to be sure to clarify that the chemicals are not needed to be injected into the system, correct?
Correct. If it's not functional.
Okay, thank you. I will do that follow-up.
Thank you.
That's our understanding as well, Member Powers.
Thank you.
Okay, so with that question and that issue for follow-up, because Mr. Plotner confirmed, then maybe Civil Actions Investigator Heather McGee-Hill doesn't have to follow up on that. Would that be correct, Mr. Plotner?
I think Member Powers was asking if they are still doing it. We do share the understanding, but I think Heather could follow up just to confirm that the petitioner has that understanding and we're all on the same page.
Okay, so possibly, since that can't be done right this minute during this meeting, in which she'll need to testify on other things or give input on other matters, Madam Clerk, would it be the best process to table this to approving the minutes until that can be ascertained, and we'll review these minutes at the next, or
so right now we can move on with approving these minutes, and then what could happen is after Heather follows up, I could just send an email out to all the board members just confirming that they aren't, because it doesn't sound like that needs to be added to these minutes.
Okay.
So
yes.
yeah, but after, like I said, after Heather confirms that, I can just reach out again to the hearing board members and confirm with them also.
Okay, that sounds good then. So are there any other questions or concerns about these minutes from any other members? Seeing none, is there a motion for approval?
From staff, I would like to bring one more suggestion as well. It's already highlighted on the screen, and that is under the conditions to be met, item 4. It did say I believe that the board intends that item number 4 should follow standard protocol, and that would be to have the petitioner solicit the clerk, not the district. So the version that you're seeing in front of your screen is already the changed version.
Perfect. Great. Yes, that would be my understanding as well.
Okay, so I will incorporate that change because yes, I did. The highlighted word here, petitioner, was district originally, and so if there aren't any further changes to this from staff, then we can proceed with the approval of the minutes.
None other.
Okay.
Okay, so we just need a motion for approval.
I'll make a motion. This is Member Hurst.
Okay, there's a motion by Member Hurst. Is there a second?
Second.
There's a second by Member Spencer. Madam Clerk, will you please call the roll on this administrative item?
Okay, thank you, Chair. Member Hurst?
Approve.
Member Powers?
Yes.
Member Schlick?
Yes.
And Member Spencer?
Yes.
Okay, that motion passes with all members being present and voting yes.
Okay, we will now move on to the adoption or rejection of the next administrative item, which is the continuance of teleconferencing meeting option pursuant to Government Code Section 54953, subsection E, as shown in Attachment A to today's agenda. Is there a motion for approval?
Yeah, I'll move to approve.
Okay,
Second.
there's a motion. Okay, I'm sorry, who was the second?
Bill.
Okay.
Second.
So there's a motion by member Spencer, seconded by member Powers to adopt the continuance of teleconferencing meeting. Madam Clerk, will you please call the roll?
Yes, thank you, Chair. Member Hurst,
Yes.
Member Powers,
Yes.
Member Schlick,
Yes.
and Member Spencer.
Yes.
Okay, that motion passes with all members being present and voting yes. And just so you all know, the next time you will have to vote on this will be in February, at the first meeting in February. So we do have to vote once a month to continue teleconferencing. Okay.
Thank you. Let's see. Now, Madam Clerk, have we received any requests from members of the public to address who wish to address the board today?
No, Madam Chair, we have not received any requests from the public today.
Okay, so let's see. So Madam Clerk, can you please introduce our first matter of business, the petition?
Yes, our first petition for the board's and only petition for the board's consideration is from the City of San Diego Public Utilities Department, the Point Loma Wastewater Treatment Plant. It's petition 4521. So the City of San Diego's Point Loma Wastewater Treatment Plant is requesting an extension to the stipulated abatement order. They want to change their deadline from February 1st, 2022 to April 30th of 2022 due to supply chain delays, therefore extending the board requested tracked progress update to within 30 days after April 30th of 2022. So the San Diego Air Pollution Control District originally petitioned the district hearing board for a stipulated abatement order directed to respondent, which is the City of San Diego's Public Utility Department, the Point Loma Wastewater Treatment Plant, and all employees related to the city's operation of a municipal wastewater treatment plant located at 1902 Gatchel Road in the City of San Diego. And the district's petition requires the respondent to cease violating conditions of APCD 2009-PTO-950315, including ceasing uncontrolled digester gas leaks, and to comply with District Rules 21 and 1421. And the district hearing board granted the SAO originally on August 26th of 2021.
Okay, so is there any, do either the petitioner or the respondent wish to be heard on this matter? Yes, okay. Looks like the district civil actions investigator Julie Byford is nodding her head yes. Would you like to give the district's input on this extension?
Yes, I would.
Okay.
All right. I'm probably going to repeat a little bit of what Dawn just said, but want to say thank you for allowing us to speak today, and good morning again. The petitioner, City of San Diego Public Utilities Department, or the city, operates a municipal wastewater treatment plant known as the Point Loma Wastewater Treatment Plant at 1902 Gatchel Road in San Diego under permit to operate APCD 2009 PTO 950315. The petitioner is requesting an extension to stipulated abatement order, or SAO, number 4521, condition 6, of the conditions and increments of progress from February 1st, 2022 to April 30th, 2022. As stated, the board granted SAO number 4521 on August 21st. The SAO requires the city to undertake actions intended to reduce uncontrolled digester gas leaks on the 6 operational digester tanks. Please note that the facility has 8 digester tanks, but 2 of the digester tanks, C1 and C2, were down during previous inspections. Therefore, only 6 tanks are part of the stipulated abatement order. The SAO also contains 7 conditions and increments of progress. To the district's knowledge, the city has not violated any of the SAO conditions. The district and city have maintained weekly meetings with project updates and attempted leak mitigation measures using various equipment available on site for maintaining the SAO tanks. The city has submitted required leak check documentation that is monitoring the uncontrolled digester gas leaks. SAO Condition 6 requires the city to return to compliance with no digester gas leaks from the pressure relief valves and hatches by February 1, 2022. The petitioner has communicated that it cannot meet Condition 6's February 1, 2022 deadline due to supply chain delays, and is petitioning the board to extend this deadline to April 30th, 2022. The city ordered new pressure relief valves, plug valves, and flame arresters in September of 2021 with an expected ship date of mid-December 2021. However, the supplier has delayed shipping dates until the end of January. The city is requesting this additional time to allow for the delayed delivery of parts and also to install the pressure relief valves and flame arresters in a thorough manner to ensure proper functioning of the parts replaced on each of the 6 stipulated abatement order digester tanks. I will address each of the stipulated abatement order conditions and provide a progress update for those that are available. Condition 1, respondent shall not create a public nuisance. The district has neither found a nuisance violation nor received any complaints against the city since the SAO was issued. Condition 2, the respondent shall submit completed purchase orders for all replacement pressure relief valves and hatches within 4 business days. This was completed on September 23rd, 2021. Number 3, respondent shall submit confirmation to the district after installation of emission control equipment is completed for each valve and each hatch for each tank within 4 business days. The city is still awaiting parts to arrive for the stipulated abatement order tanks. Installation of the only 2 new pressure relief valves were installed for C1, which is not a stipulated abatement order tank, and it was reported within 4 days. Condition 4, respondent shall submit completed testing results of each repaired emission control component within 4 business days. No update to report because they have not been repaired on the stipulated abatement order tanks yet. Condition 5, respondent shall notify the district when all emission control equipment and associated tanks are fully operational upon the day of completion. Again, no update to report because the facility has not returned to compliance. Number 6, respondent must return to compliance with no digester gas leaks from the pressure relief valves and hatches measured by a handheld gas analyzer by February 1, 2022. The petitioner is asking for an extension to April 30th, 2022. And last, number 7, the respondent must maintain at least 2 pressure relief valves on hand for any future replacement needs. There are currently no spare pressure relief valves on site. They are listed on the September purchase order and expected to arrive at the end of January. The city has provided the district information in their petition for extension to demonstrate the inability to meet the February 1 deadline and Condition 6 of the SAO. Again, the city has attributed delays to the fabrication lead times and shipping delays. In conclusion, the district does not oppose this position request. If the board does grant this extension, the district recommends the board also modify stipulated abatement order 4521 to include that the hearing board shall retain jurisdiction over this matter until the earlier of April 30th, 2022, or the date on which the city has met all conditions and increments of progress hereunder, unless this order is amended or modified to extend the term of the hearing board's jurisdiction. Thank you. That is all I have.
Okay, thank you, Civil Actions Investigator Julie Byford. Does the petitioner have anything to share on their request for this extension?
Not particularly. I think Julie did a great job of summarizing the progress, and then, of course, the issue and the reason we're before you today. So I don't have anything to add. I have a few pictures. I will say we've made really good progress. And Will, who's on the call, has been our project manager on this. Real good progress. Very complex project. I don't know if you picked up from Julie's comment, but C1 and C2 are two digesters that we were going to bring up into operation when this issue first arose. There are 8 digesters and they're all interconnected. And even though C1 and C2 weren't part of the SAO, we had to, and we're still in the progress of bringing those back into full condition before we can complete the progress or the repairs on all the others. And that's what the pictures I have I can share are related to. So we've made a lot of progress there. I'm going to go ahead and share it with you so you can see the context of that.
Yes, it looks like our members would like to see that. Thank you.
Yeah. So here's if you can see it well enough, here's a picture from afar of several digesters, and you can see the one in white is the one that's hooded, and the next picture is a better depiction. So this is either C1 or C2. Will can kind of probably know better than I do, but on top of the digester, this is unusual. Normally this little tent wouldn't be there, but because we have the area has to be controlled and ventilated to be able to do welding and the other project items, including installation of valves and so forth, it has to be tented. This next picture is the smaller one. You can see that's inside the tent. So it's got scaffolding, again, ventilation, so that it's a safe environment for the contractor and his employees to work within. And here's a better picture, larger picture of inside that tent area. So this is on top of either C1 or C2. Again, welding the roof of the digester. You can see there where the hose is laying on top of, and then all the other items. And so some of those valves and piping you see there are some of the related valving that's part of this SAO, flame arresters and pressure valve relief. So hopefully that gives you some.
I have a quick question then. So so C1 and C2, I understand, are not really part of the SAO.
Mm-hmm.
They were down. The other 6 tanks, are they being used right now?
Yeah, so, and I'll stop sharing so you can see my face again. In order to meet EPA regulations so the digesters are full of what's left over from the wastewater treatment process, so call it the solid material.
Yes.
And rather than putting it out into the ocean, which you can't do, you can either landfill it or land apply it as fertilizer. But in order to meet the EPA regulations to do that, that material has to stay within the digesters for a certain amount of time, has to reach a certain temperature. There's a lot of stipulations. And so it's called detention time. It has to be in there, I'll use rough terms, 15 days, reach a certain temperature, and reduce the amount of bacteria to a certain level. In order to reach the detention time of 15 days, and this is not just Point Loma, all treatment facilities, you have to have a certain number of digesters online and operating to meet that. If you take 2 offline, like C1 and C2 are, the other 6 can still meet that requirement. But then, and that's why C1 and C2 are in the mix. In order to then to take the others offline to do the valve repairs and the flame arresters, C1 and C2 have to be back in operation. So,
okay, yes, because I was just like, my question was kind of like, oh, well, if these other ones are the ones that are at issue, why aren't you working on those first? But now I understand C1 and C2 need to get up to speed while you're waiting for the supplies.
Right. So it's part supply issue, which Julie already addressed, and part C1 and C2 have to be operational to meet this EPA requirement for the destruction of the bacteria in the digesters, the solids material. So it's really kind of a 2-parter.
Okay, so that addresses the complexity issues that you're raising. All right. Okay. Did any other members have questions on this for the petitioner or for the respondent?
No.
Okay, nobody has questions. Yes, Emily Holmes.
Thank you. So I noticed that the district would like the hearing board to maintain jurisdiction as a condition. Can you clarify what you mean by that?
Julie, I think you're better to answer that than I am.
Yeah, and my question to you, Emily, was I mean, I believed we probably are maintaining jurisdiction over it. So that's kind of why.
Sure.
Yeah. So yes, could you speak to that, Julie?
Yeah, I think the point was just to change the date on the original stipulated abatement order to the April 30th to extend that jurisdiction timeframe from February to April. So I believe that is the point of that statement. If Dan Plotner has another addition, I'm open to that, but I think that was the point of the statement.
It's a little awkwardly phrased, but really what we're suggesting is that the expiration date be extended. That's what it comes down to.
Okay.
Yes. And I would definitely believe that if the deadline is extended, that also everything that goes with that is extended. So, Emily, does it seem like saying about jurisdiction as part of modifying the order does that seem to encapsulate that idea, or do you think there's a better way we should do this?
No, I think if the parties are in agreement and our main point is just to say that the stipulated abatement order will end at a particular date, that's probably the clearest way to go.
Okay, thank you. Okay, so is there a motion to approve or to deny petition 4521, petition 4521, their request for an extension of time to within 30 days after April 30th, 2022? Okay, let me restate that. Is there a motion to approve petitioner's request for an extension of time to update the hearing board due to these issues?
We make a motion to extend.
Okay, we have a motion by Member Powers to extend the petitioner's time till 30 days after April 30th, 2022. Do we have a second?
I'll second that.
Okay, so we have a motion by Member Powers, seconded by Member Hurst to approve the petitioner's request for an extension. Madam Clerk, would you please call the roll on this issue?
Yes, thank you. Member Hurst,
Yes.
Member Powers,
Yes.
Member Schlick,
Yes.
and Member Spencer.
Yes.
Okay, that motion passes with all members being present and voting yes to extend the deadline for the SAO to be for the report to be done within 30 days after April 30th of 2022.
And we have a question by Emily Helms.
Oh, thank you. I would just ask the board to make a brief statement explaining the reasoning behind granting the extension. That's just one of the requirements of a stipulated.
Thank you. It appears that the basis for this motion passing is that there are good grounds for the extension. It's not simply that the petitioner was wasting time or anything. They did all their due diligence as outlined and shared by Civil Actions Investigator Julie Byford about ordering the parts. They had an expected delivery date of mid-December. They've been communicated by their supplier that they are meeting delays and the needed supplies won't be here till late January. In the meantime, they are doing their due diligence to get digesters C1 and C2 up and running because those need to be operational in order for them to then do the work on the other tanks that are subject to the stipulated abatement order. So it looks like they're doing everything they need to do. They just have this problem with the supply chain disruption, which I would also like to note the hearing board has read all the newspapers, and we're all aware that the status of supply chain disruptions is not something unusual right now. In fact, everyone is suffering from this in one capacity or another. So I would just like to add that we're taking notice of the global, situation right now. So thank you, everyone. If there's nothing else, that concludes our business for today.
I'd like to thank the board and Julie. Julie's been great to work with. And I thank the board for the extension. Much appreciated.
Have a great week, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you. Stay safe and
Thanks,
stay well.
everyone.
Bye-bye.